All round the year, amusement parks are something fun-filled and enjoyable for almost all the age groups. No matter how many alternatives we have, there is prime respect for joy in the amusement parks. A place of wanderlust rides can be more weird and spooky when they are not used for a quite long time, eventually causing them to abandon or ban because of some awful happenings. Some either get closed due to fewer visitors, bankruptcy, or fatal deaths. We have come up with the list of 10 most creepy abandoned amusement parks in the world that are not for weak-hearted to visit now. Before we start, give us a small favor. Our team is working hard to behind the scenes, so subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to watch our new upcoming amazing videos. Let's start this video from the number 10. Land of Oz, USA. The route through the destination of Land of Oz itself can creep out people for sure. The Land of Oz is an abundant creepy theme park located in North Carolina. The path to the theme park somewhere resembles like a gateway to hell. Further, it was opened in 1970, which was considered one of the largest amusement parks in North Carolina. However, the amusement park could not survive for a quite long time to get closed in a span of just 10 years from the inauguration. A few months before the open date caused the park to deficit in terms of finance. With increasing debt with completely no funding for the park, the Land of Oz had to be shut. Unfortunately, there are no rooms for bruised mechanisms left over in the park to make them alive. With increasing vegetation all over the place, the area pretty much resembles a haunted nostalgia. Number 9. Akpo Land, South Korea. Akpo Land was an amusement park based in the outskirts of Akpo-dong, South Korea. It was shut down in May 1999 after a series of fatal accidents, in particular the death of a child who fell from the duck roller coaster ride. The duck-themed ride, which was one of the main attractions in the park, is known to have caused at least one fatality in the early 1990s. A train derailed and fell to the ground, killing one and injuring several others. The ride lived on and no compensation or apology was received, giving rise to rumors about the owner paying off local officials. In 1999, the ride claimed its second life. Again, one of the trains derailed and capsized, causing the death of a young girl. Following the accident, the park's owner vanished overnight and Akpo Land was closed immediately and indefinitely. Akpo Land remained abandoned following its closure with the rides left in place. Hauntingly, the capsized duck train from which the child plummeted to her death in 1999 remained hanging over the edge, as it had done on that tragic day, until the park began to be demolished in 2011. Number 8. Gulliver's Kingdom, Japan. Gulliver's Kingdom theme park, built in the shadow of Japan's Mount Fuji with oodles of government stimulus money, was a sprawling white elephant that existed for only 10 years. Gulliver's Kingdom was a failed theme park located near Kawaguchi-maki, Yamanashi Prefecture, Japan. The park opened in 1997 and typified the bridge to nowhere construction projects Japan's government and banking sector championed in the 1990s. Though intended to boost the economy out of its post-bubble doldrums, white elephants like Gulliver's Kingdom created some short-term construction jobs, but little permanent employment. Gulliver's Kingdom was backed financially by the Niigata Chua Bank, which later collapsed into a sea of red ink and toxic, non-performing loans. As it morphed into a so-called zombie bank, the Niigata Chua Bank was ordered to clear its books of unprofitable assets, of which Gulliver's Kingdom was one. They had lent the venture around $350 million. In October of 2001, the unpopular theme park shut its Brobdingnag doors for the last time. A giant manly structure is tied onto the ground from the motivation of Gulliver's story. Keep yourself biting the nerve of fear if you get a chance to stand in front of such a giant structure. From the reviews of recent visits, the place happens to be unnatural. Something amazing to even image a giant piece of structure sleeping here helplessly for quite a long time now. The park was constructed beside Japan's famous suicide forest. The park came to an end by demolishing in 2007. Number 7. Six Flags New Orleans, US. Six Flags New Orleans is a 140-acre, abandoned theme park in New Orleans. It first opened in 2000, but has been closed since it was seriously damaged by flooding during Hurricane Katrina on August 29, 2005. It is currently owned by the Industrial Development Board of New Orleans. The theme park was bought by the company over lease in 2002 until 2009. Further, the park was not sustained for very long time due to hurricane hit. The park was hit by Hurricane Katrina in August 2005. Following the incident, the sanctioned lease to Six Flags was terminated because of bankruptcy. Unfortunately, there have not been any further constructions on the site till date. It's surely one of the coolest and creepiest places for urban exploring. Most of the park is still underwater. The park has been closed and visiting it is illegal. Security guards and police patrol the park. Number 6. Joyland, US. Joyland was one of the best theme park in Kansas until it was permanently closed in 2006. The amusement park was opened in 1949, which could sustain for a quite long time for 55 years. The Ferris wheel ride happened to be the biggest villain for the closure of the park. It almost caused a life when a 13-year-old girl fell from a 30-feet height to sustain heavy bruises and injuries. Following the incident, the park was shut for a while to undergo safety measures. Later, the Joyland Park was again opened with complete renovation in 2015. Unfortunately, few months after the renovation, heavy windstorm almost spoilt the elevated tracks. These consequences led to complete shutdown of the park. Currently, there are no people around the park, which produces spooky environment. Number 5. Spree Park, Germany. Spree Park was one of the most visited amusement parks in Germany with 1.5 million visitors annually. The park was opened in 1969 with an area of 29.5 hectares. Also recognized as Kulturpark Planterwald Berlin, the park held as the most visitors among the amusement parks in Germany. Spree Park was opened in 1969, which had no chance of survive for a quite long time. The main cause of abandoning the park was due to terrible accidents that killed almost 7 people. Due to this tragic scenario, the park almost lost its fame. With just 400,000 visitors in 2001, the count was nowhere comparable to the initial visiting counts. The park was later abandoned due to bankruptcy and loss in funding. Currently, the park is a perfect piece of horror filled with nostalgia. Number 4. Takakananama, Greenland, Japan. Takakananama, Greenland is a creepy as well as a haunted abandoned amusement park located in Japan. Basically, through a gathering from a lot of resources, the location of the Takakananama, Greenland still stands mysterious to find them on maps. However, the predictions have come true that the amusement park is about 250 kilometers north of Tokyo. The amusement park happened to last no longer than 2 years from the year of start in 1973. There has been no specific reason for getting the park shut, as some of them predict was due to several causalities. Following the incident, the park was renovated again to reopen in 1986. Thereon, it could sustain until 1999, where it was finally abandoned. Heavy competitors near the area led to unsustainability. Since then, there have not been any single human life forms living anywhere in or around the area. The broken roller coasters can now be seen assisted entirely with crawling plants all around. Additionally, there have been many unproven allegations of hauntings around the abandoned park. Number 3. Lake Dolores Water Park, US. Lake Dolores Water Park is an abandoned water park off Interstate 15 in the Mojave Desert in the community of Newberry Springs, California, United States. The water park had operated under numerous names in the past, including Lake Dolores, Rock A. Hoola Water Park, and Discovery Water Park. Lake Dolores Water Park is considered one of the scariest abandoned water park in Southern California. The park was built with the whole soul by a local businessman, Bob Byers. The name of the park comes after Bob's wife. Listed as the first water park in the US, started in 1962. Unfortunately, to the fact that the park started to deteriorate its fame, which eventually affected the number of annual visitors. The situation got worse when a coworker at the site got paralyzed after falling from semi-water-filled slider at the site. The scenario almost produced a haunted and horrifying crazy among the people of South California. Currently, the park seems to be an empty barren land and most portions are sold to different estates. Number 2. Chippewa Lake Park, US. Chippewa Lake Park is incredibly scary now, which was built in 1878. Located in Ohio, the park was successfully ventured in 1875. The park could sustain with its existence only till 1978. The reason was straight enough due to sale of alcohol in the premises. It lies in hands of Continental Business Enterprises and have been left untouched for over 35 years now. The reason to shut was not just because of the alcohol sales, but was even due to heavy competitors all around. The roller coasters were chained to drag them atop every time as part of functionality in every ride. The advancing technology and equipment in Rivals Park led to complete devastation of visitors as well as funds. Now, the park seems to be a place of corpse of grave with no humans to spot. Number 1. Palo Island Amusement Park, Canada. Palo Island Amusement Park could fall as the creepiest abandoned amusement park in the world. The park was opened in 1898, located on Bois Blanc Island, Ontario. The operation of the park came to an end by the end of 1993. The amusement park once had a fantastic ferry service, which happened to be a perfect nostalgia of horror today with completely ruined structures. Further, all the buildings and structures are defunct that resembles like a perfect piece of haunting. However, there were many plans to keep the amusement park open and renovate for further well-being. But all went futile after the road accident suffered by the owner, Michael Mudenbaugh. All his dreams were almost ruined after the accident and were further never continued to build a new amusement park of his choice. Do you like to visit amusement parks? What type of ride is your favorite? Share your experience and thoughts with us in comment box, and you can watch more amazing videos on our channel here.